Hi, I'm Taylor, and
I'm Alex.
And this is Two Bad Takes. We have a name.
Yay.
And we're covering the Secret Lives of Mormon Wives, Season 2, Episode 2.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Why don't you take us away with the blurb?
Can we do housekeeping first?
Yes.
Unrelated to secret, etc. Secret Lives of etc.
Okay.
All right, so there's a few things going on in the Bravo sphere that are kind of important, and I would just like to talk to you about. I know we can probably talk about them offline.
I don't know about them. Tell me about them.
Okay, well, number one.
Okay.
I told you that Paige is leaving.
Oh, yeah. I
She announced that today.
Okay. I'm not surprised.
I mean, me neither, but I'm sad, and I hope to see her. I don't want her to just... Because I'm not going to necessarily keep up with Giggly Squad. I've listened to it, and they have like a YouTube series, her and Hannah, right now. Mm-hmm. But I hope she's on reality TV.
Yeah, I wonder if she will.
Yeah, I don't know. She might not need to.
I don't think she needs to.
Well, I want her to.
But like, does she want to, even though she doesn't need to? That's the question.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't know that it would ever be like bad for your brand if she chose correctly.
Yeah.
So yeah, Paige is leaving?
Paige is leaving.
What do you think of that? I guess you just said you're fucking butthurt.
I'm butthurt. Two is that a housewife from Dubai commented on like a picture, some Instagram post about it, maybe even hers, and said like, "You'll be great on Roni." And a lot of people think
You should attack the dog.
Yeah, she attacked her. A lot of people think she just misspoke instead of saying like, "You would be good on Roni."
Oh yeah.
So we'll see.
She doesn't even have a fucking husband.
No.
All right.
Okay. So
Seems
anyway,
like a nothing burger to me. Your water bottle got knocked over.
Seems like a nothing burger to you. Okay. All right.
I mean the Dubai text or whatever post.
Yeah. Okay. But I would watch her on the new Roni. I've watched all of the new Roni, whether I like it or not.
Okay. What's more housekeeping?
Okay. The Real Housewives of Orange County has a trailer out.
Oh yeah.
Gretchen's gonna be on that.
I saw that.
Upcoming
and
season.
Stupid Slade.
Yeah, I didn't watch the trailer. Did you?
Yeah.
I didn't watch it.
Why?
Because I was sitting in the hair chair and it's like loud. We're listening to music.
I watched it because you sent it to me.
I know.
It's good.
Does it look promising?
Yeah, I mean it's like the whole trailer is like drama.
Okay. Tamara's
like it
there?
seems pretty intense. Tamara's there.
Okay.
Gretchen. Mm-hmm. They have like polygraph shit hooked up to Heather, and they're asking her if she'd rather be on Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. They ask Shannon if she like made out with 3 guys somewhere, and she just says yes.
Okay, nice.
And then who's the girl who's dating the FBI guy?
FBI guy?
The guy.
Oh, the bad guy, Ryan.
Yeah,
Jen.
Ryan. Jen is beefing hard per usual. Mm-hmm. They say Katie's doing some bullshit. She's back on it.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Gina's like saying that they haven't seen Travis's son in 3 weeks in like a cutscene.
What the fuck?
So yeah.
All right.
July 10th or June 10th. You didn't watch it.
No, I didn't watch it. I bet it's July. They love to drop those fuckers so early. And then also, this is Mormon Wives related.
Okay, tell me.
They're getting a reunion.
Oh, fuck yeah.
So that's legit. And it's being hosted by Nick Viall.
Who's that?
He was on The Bachelorette and had like some drama. I think he was like
July 10th.
July 10th.
Pepper. Good. Let's go.
He was on The Bachelor and he was kind of like, I think, a fuck boy.
Okay.
And Nikki Glaser had a short like friendshipy thing with him. But so he's hosting it. He has like a very popular podcast.
Well, let's dive into the show. I notated all the scenes again. Would you like me to lead us through the scenes of the show?
I really would.
All right. Well, let's kick off.
Okay.
We start out this episode, season 2, a crazy episode, first of all.
We were struggling not to talk about it.
I know. It's a bummer we're so tired right now.
I know.
I wish I had more energy.
I know.
I try to keep my pep in my step.
It.
Yeah, it really does. Kitty's taking a shit.
Yeah, that's very unchill of her.
Well, we're going to have to take a scoop break.
Maybe.
Pepper, leave it. Let's go. I think I'm going to cut this.
I think you should.
This episode's sponsored by Litter Genie. So we start out at Miranda's house.
Continuing the cocktail party, right?
All the girls are sitting around. And then they're asking why now. What did you think of that scene?
I thought she was fairly honest. Like, I felt kind of empathetic to her because she said, like, I was still trying to save my marriage. And, like, I had a lot of shame being a part of the church.
I agree that I ultimately felt like, you know, she won me over as a viewer a little bit.
Yes.
Because she seemed bummed about losing her best friend.
Yes.
In Taylor. And she did throw her under the bus, but like obviously there she was like trying to save face really hard.
Yeah.
And that was probably pure chaos for everybody.
Yes.
And then I did write, Whitney says, I believe you like a creep while rubbing her belly. Because I think like somebody says like, how are we supposed to believe you? I think it's Macy who's like going in, doesn't like trust her.
Yeah.
But yeah, it cuts to Miranda. And she's only, Whitney, and she's just like, I believe you. It was just fun. It was just weird. That's where we find out about Taylor's sex dream that she told Chase, right?
Yes.
And so that was interesting. I guess Taylor told, it was just like a whole kind of weird intro to Chase, who we don't know we're going to meet later.
Oh my God.
But that's Miranda's ex-husband.
Yes.
And then Miranda, I felt like Macy was like so butthurt the whole time.
Yeah.
And I know she's like defended Taylor pretty hard because she was doing that last season. But you could tell just on her face, she wasn't finna let her back into the group like that.
That is true.
And I thought they were having a pretty adult conversation between Taylor and Miranda.
I agree.
It almost became unnecessary that the other girls were there.
100%. And the other girls thought it was going to be something else.
Yeah.
They were like,
They were like stoked for a bloodbath.
Yeah. Yeah, and then Taylor turned around and was like, and I think we've all been kicked while we were down.
Yeah. And then made up with Whitney, kind of?
Yeah. Yeah.
Whitney started crying.
Yeah.
I don't know if made up is the right word, but she was like empathizing with her.
Well, she like told the group, she invoked some like Mormon shit or like just some religious shit of like, we have to give them grace or something like that. And so I thought that was big of her. If anyone has the power to kind of like shift the direction the show and or group is going, it's probably Taylor.
Yeah. Yeah, so what else on that?
Well, I didn't realize the extent of the friendship with Miranda. Like, I guess it makes sense because they were soft swinging.
What the fuck is that?
That's what Taylor was calling it.
Which is what?
Who knows? Spin the bottle, maybe some BJs.
Yeah, but spin the bottle is just spinning a bottle and deciding what to do with someone else. Is it implied that you just kiss them?
I always thought so.
Yeah, I thought so too until I heard it in the context of a swingers hangout.
Oh.
You know?
Yeah, okay. Okay, kitty.
So, but we still don't know the extent of like
what happened between them?
Yeah. If they were, I mean, there was teaser shit about it. And then what's up with the country theme? Like they went to the boot store after that to meet up with, it was like Layla and Macy and shit, I think.
Yeah.
Or whoever was there.
Everybody's going country. Beyonce's country right now. I think it's just in the culture.
I hate that.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Yeah, I just lent a friend that bag, the sparkly one, because she was going to a boots and bling themed bridal party. So it's a thing.
It's just like, well, I grew up around that shit.
Yeah.
Not like but not with like, yeah, I mean, I guess it's kind of rural, especially around where I grew up. But it just feels like, I know the style from that period in my life is coming back around.
Yeah.
But I didn't know like the style and location in middle America was going to come back around. Like, what the fuck? Country stuff?
Yeah.
Like, are you going to want some cowboy boots, you think?
I mean, I'll tell you what, someone was wearing them and I was like, uh-huh.
Who?
It was Ava on Next Gen, Dame Dash's daughter. She was wearing like cutoff shorts and a like crop white, maybe wife beater or something, and like red cowboy boots. And I was like, that looks fucking cute. But also, I bet that's unpleasant in the hot summer.
Your boy is going to have to be fucking so open-minded about this shit. Because like, cowboy boots are so utilitarian. And I guess that's not true, because like, you know, rednecky lawyers wear fucking cowboy boots with their suits.
That's true. I mean, we've been to a Texas casual wedding.
Yeah, and I wear dress shoes.
That's true. But a lot of people wear cowboy boots.
Yeah,
even
I know.
people from San Francisco.
Yes, you did. That people.
What else about this party?
Nothing.
End of party. Oh, Jessie. I don't know if it was just a talking head or if this is not a part of this little sit-down scene, but Jessie invited Miranda and Chase.
She tells us in her talking head at the end of that.
Yeah,
that she's inviting Chase to the party.
A mess.
And a phenomenal hook.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah.
Because, like, you just hear them talking about Chase.
Yes.
And she's saying, I told him I had a sex dream, and then he said he wanted to fuck me at the gym or something weird.
I think, yeah, it sounded like he said the same thing back to her, like, I had a sex dream about you. That's what I got. Like, he told her that at the gym.
Okay.
But also, I do want to say, I think Taylor, I still believe Taylor, that she was not trying to fuck him.
Yeah.
I think she just had poor judgment around boundaries in a soft swinging situation.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
I'll take it.
Okay, the cowboy store.
Nothing happened there.
Yeah, it's Layla, Michaela, Demi, and Jessie.
Okay.
So all the people who do not like Layla, Michaela, Demi, and Jessie, yeah, they don't like Miranda.
Okay.
Right? But they also mention Jen and Zach getting back together.
Okay.
Also, I realized that Jessie wears those blue color contacts.
Oh.
I don't know if it was just the lighting. Because, you know, Demi and Jessie, like, look very similar.
Yeah.
Demi is the one who nope. Jessie is the one who wears, like, you'll notice them now. Sometimes I don't notice them, but in that scene, I think the lighting, she looked like Uncanny Valley to me. I was like, oh.
Because of her contacts?
Because of these, like, ocean blue, like, extremely unrealistic blue eyes.
That's like a stupid accessory to me.
Yeah.
Colored contacts.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I was like into the idea of them when I was in like the 7th grade.
Yeah, I bet. I was into the idea of them when I was in the 7th grade. I wanted to get the fucking ones that made your eyes look like an alien.
Oh, one of my girlfriends had a purple pair.
Oh.
I might have even tried to put them in.
Very cool.
It was too hard.
Yeah.
Thank God it was too hard.
Because your eye color changes your face a considerable amount.
A considerable amount, and there's like, it gives uncanny because there are just certain like color combinations in the human race. Like she looks like what I would say maybe like, well, who knows, because of her hair extensions and her self-tan and like whatever she does with makeup, but like to me she looks like probably an autumn person, which is like they look good in like who else is an autumn person? I'll have to look one up and show you, but you know there's like the seasons.
Fuck no.
Okay, well it was I don't know if it existed before, but in the 80s it was a really big thing to get your colors done.
Okay.
And the book I think was called Color Me Beautiful.
Okay.
And basically you would get draped in different colors to see what was most flattering. And then they'll put together like a little book, almost like paint swatches, like the big long ones, with all your best colors, and you take it shopping and you base your makeup around it. And it has to do with like the contrast between your hair color and skin tone and eye color.
I'm bored. I get it.
Well, anyway, she gives autumn.
Okay.
Like, I don't know of many blue-eyed autumns. Maybe we'll Google it together.
Let's move on to the fishing trip.
Okay, that was crazy.
Yeah, it was crazy when they started talking, and Dakota's like, I don't know, man. And he goes, ugh, frig.
Yes.
Ugh, frig.
I think we both maybe had...
Yeah, we both scoffed.
Yeah.
Frig. And her parents call to invite Dakota over within there. Which, like, fishing trip, whatever. The guys were talking. They were asking Zach if he stepped away from the church. He said, yeah, and they were all shocked.
Yes.
And then there's, like, 55-year-old Demi's goon husband over there.
What's his name, Trent?
Who cares? I don't know what his name is. Derek? Maybe Drent?
Yeah, probably.
We'll call him Drent.
Probably. Oh my gosh, Zach talked about getting DMs telling him to kill himself.
Oh, yeah.
Or that they were going to kill him or something.
Yeah.
Or that they would be.
Yeah. In real life, I'd kill you if I saw you.
That was also, I was sympathetic to that. Like, that is hardcore.
I thought it was kind of funny.
I mean, he sounded so like...
shooketh.
Yeah, he was just like, I mean, I'm going...
Yeah.
I got 50 DMs a day that telling me how awful I am and to kill myself.
So yeah, the fucking fishing trip. You got more?
No, I think boring, it was pretty minor.
I want to get to the good shit, because this episode has it. Like, these scenes, I don't fucking care about them anymore. After having seen what's to come.
That's very true.
I mean, it's worth talking about Zach meeting with Demi and Jess, because that's pivotal.
Yes.
Like, they go meet at a library or a coffee shop, whatever. And they're ready for him to come in swinging, you can tell. Like, they haven't seen him since this change in him.
Yes.
And then he comes in all tail between his legs and like apologetic and friendly. And then immediately admits like he's sorry, he was wrong. And Demi brings up, what did she bring up? That she had heard that he gambled all of his parents' money that they gave him for med school on, or gambled away that money.
Yes.
And he's like, that's not true. And she's like, well, hold on. Jen told us this.
Yes.
And he's like, you can tell it like catches him off guard. And then he's like, well, I just want to take ownership. I don't want to get in. And she's
They're
like,
not
no.
having it.
What's the truth here? And then he's like, well, no, I didn't do that. And then they get into like, well, Jen said that. And the whole thing turns on like those three.
Yes.
Bonding over Jen possibly being a liar. Yes. And I was just like, damn, she's been a victim. Her whole storyline has been a victim until like this point.
Yes.
And then with those three, I mean, it's three people who are kind of corroborating like what's the truth,
Yeah.
or at least what's not the fucking truth. Like
Right.
I don't feel like Demi's lying that
No.
Jen told her that,
No, because they talked about it on last season, I think.
and he's not lying, which we find out later, which is fucking weird. But yeah, my notes are just, oh God, they're telling him shit Jen said that he didn't know. This took a major turn. Holy shit, they're all three realizing Jen's a liar.
I wasn't totally sold on it. It was weird because I feel like they could have just like accepted that and been like, great. You know, like, because he said something like gambling and then complaining about Chippendales. I look like the biggest hypocrite.
Right.
Like, he's owning his shit.
He
They
is.
could have been like, this is great. We're going to spend time together. So it feels weird that it like went there, I guess.
Maybe they
Demi-
had their suspicions already.
Yeah, I guess maybe Demi was like, I need to let you know that I
Yeah.
didn't say this for nothing. And he kind of seemed like
That's
he was
true.
the exact same place. Like, he already didn't like them. That's why he was, whatever, disparaging them in text or whatever he did
Yeah.
during the gambling thing.
And he didn't understand why they were coming down so hard on him.
That's true.
You know, like, because he kind of was like, you guys said some mean, untrue things about me. That's how that came up.
Oh, that's how it came up.
And then she's like, well, your bitch told us that.
Yes. And they do show us the little chunk, like the little throwback of her saying, like, dealing with narcissistic behavior or whatever it was. And she wasn't talking shit. I feel like she was just sharing her experience. And, like, I assume she's getting that word from, like, therapy.
I don't know. I felt like I didn't think about where she got it from.
Mm-hmm.
To me, it like seemed a little dark. Because it's like, I don't think that dude's a narcissist.
No. I mean, last season, I could have. If we had gotten more time with
I
that
guess.
version of Zach.
It's tough because they're so young.
That's true.
It's like everyone's a narcissist. It's
Yeah,
coming out of their teenage years.
that's very true. Yeah.
But so for her to say like narcissism,
Mm-hmm.
did she mention narcissistic personality disorder or just narcissism?
I think she made it seem like with narcissistic qualities or like characteristics.
It's very weird for a TikToker to call somebody a fucking narcissist. Like, you're
Although,
kidding. You're on Mom Talk because
Yeah.
you've just been like shoving yourself down people's goddamn throats.
That is
and like that's
so
okay, but like
it is.
you gotta be
yeah,
up your own ass to be comfortable doing that.
That's very true.
So it was kind of rich, and I felt like we were seeing her unravel. It's like, oh shit, Jen's crazy.
Oh no, I hope not.
We'll see.
Well-
Seems like she might be.
Well, and also, I will say narcissistic was a trend on TikTok. Like, there were a lot of people like speculating around whether they had narcissistic parents.
That shit always
etc.
happens.
Yeah, that's true.
It's just like therapy got big on TikTok all of a sudden. And
That's
then
true.
everybody's a narcissistic personality
That's
disorder.
true.
Everybody's got derealization and detachment. It's just all of a sudden everybody's talking about these buzzwords where you're like shit comes up at work with friends where I'm like, I've heard you talk. You've said 1 billion words to me and they've all been dumb as fuck. And then you drop something like a clinical term from the DSM-5. What the fuck? Where did you hear that? I'll ask people sometimes because it's like a YouTube short.
I mean, you're not wrong. But my notes at the end of this say there's no way this is true that Jen's not trustworthy, right?
Dang.
So we had different experiences.
Yeah, I guess.
And I feel like we don't have to talk a lot about this scene, so I feel like it's okay to get out of order. When Jen's putting on her Halloween costume, like trying to pick her outfit,
Yeah.
and the Jen Affleck or the Affleck thing comes up.
Yeah.
First of all, I thought she was the one who was related to Ben Affleck.
Okay.
But that whole thing comes up and she like forces him to admit that like he's heard it and heard a story of meeting.
Yeah.
Even if Because he was like, it's just a joke. Only you say that. It's just my family's thing. And she's like, don't make me look crazy.
I know. I felt frustrated for her sake. It was like, dude, are you fucking dumb? Like, you're both on camera right now.
Yes.
And she's been telling the world she's related to Ben Affleck. You saw the fucking season.
Yeah.
And you're pretending that, like, she could have made that up. And you're omitting things that will, like, for sure, like, I do believe she thought it was true, is embarrassed as fuck. That was my take, is that she's like, she was embarrassed as fuck.
Yeah.
And he wasn't willing to be like, yeah, my family jokes about that, but, like, we don't know if it's true.
Yeah.
I didn't know you were going to believe that. I would have said something. It was just, he almost seemed like dumb. It was like, dude, you got to clear her name right the fuck now.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
That's so true.
For the fucking cameras. It was weird. It was like pulling teeth. She's like, say you fucking heard it from your family. The whole world thinks I'm a fucking liar. And he's like, I mean, maybe it's been a joke. Yeah, people do say it all the time at my house. Like, it took the whole fucking scene for him to finally admit that it goes around, and that his significant other coming into the family could have been like, oh my God, that's crazy. They're related to the Afflecks.
Yeah.
And nobody ever, like, told her that wasn't true.
Yeah.
So you can see that he's like a shitty communicator based on that fucking scene alone. It was like, dude, read between the lines. You need to clear her name right now. She just told people on national TV she's related to Ben Affleck.
That is
you know
so
how
true.
fucking embarrassing that is?
That's true.
She's either a huge fucking liar,
right,
or she's embarrassed and didn't know.
Yes.
And you get to decide which one the world sees her as right now.
That's
Open
really
your
true.
fucking mouth. It was crazy. So yeah. Anyway, Taylor at her parents' house. Oh my God. It was almost impossible to not just start, like, yelling at the TV for me. I couldn't fucking believe, for this scene alone, we weren't going to talk about it until we recorded. I was losing my fucking mind.
We were writhing, sitting there. We were like,
I wrote, so, like, half my notes are from this fucking scene.
okay.
So let's just start, we'll set the fucking stage here,
Yes.
okay? Mm-hmm. There's a dinner party at Taylor's parents' house. Mm-hmm. And without going off the rails here, just who are the other two girls?
The other two girls? I think it's like...
Are they her sisters or something?
One of them is her sister, Aspen.
Okay. And she's the one who gave the spiel at the end?
Yes.
Okay. Who's the other one?
The other one, I don't know.
And that girl's boyfriend was that guy, maybe?
Yeah, I assume they were someone related to them.
There's three people we didn't know. Taylor's mom and her stepdad.
Jeremy.
And then Taylor shows up.
Yeah.
And her mom says some bullshit like, you excited to see Dakota? And then I quote this. Did you know he was coming? Did I tell you?
Crazy.
Like, I mean, that was insane. And then she's, like, obviously kicked it off on a wrong foot, because then Taylor's finding out there that Dakota's going to be there. She might have suspected it.
Yeah.
Because she grew up with these morons.
Yeah.
And then they're having a conversation, if I may keep going.
Go ahead.
And she says, I'm going to be Gretchen Wieners for Halloween. Uh-huh. And her stepdad pops in from the back door, through the back door. He's, like, out back making food, and he goes, he blurts it. He goes, you gonna be a slutchy Gretchen Wieners? And then the camera scene cuts to him. He's got literally 1 foot out the door and 1 foot in, and he just, and then he just walks back out.
Oh my gosh.
And then we,
well, also, let me just say,
please,
that Taylor's mom, I don't even know her name. Is it like Lisa or something?
Let's pick the worst name. We can start calling her that. Greg.
Greg is a pretty bad name.
Except the Greg we know now. He's cool.
I know.
One cool Greg, once in a lifetime.
Yeah.
All right, what are you going to say?
Her mom also, does she bring up Miranda and Chase? Or somehow it comes up, and her mom was their realtor.
I don't even remember that.
Yeah, and she's like, she's like, well, they've never done anything wrong to me, or something to that effect.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, and then Taylor's, I think in a talking head, is like, my mom sold Miranda and Chase their first house, and so she's always had a relationship with them. Like, her mom is picking against her at every turn. Like, even though Chase was also soft swinging along with her daughter.
Yep.
They're both
and
equally
they're divorced.
Whatever. They're both
Yeah.
equally a part of it. And yet he beat up on Taylor essentially online
Mm-hmm.
and like denied it.
Mm-hmm.
And her mom is having his back in any way,
Yep.
maintaining a relationship and bringing it up to Taylor, like trying to, what does she think? I know that it's illogical.
I think she hates Taylor. That's what I think.
And Taylor is your fault, Linda.
And who was their stepdad's name?
Fucking Jeremy.
So they go out back to sit down at dinner.
Uh-huh.
Dakota has shown up.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know how to intro this shit. Taylor's at the end of the table.
Mm-hmm.
They start arguing, she and Dakota. I like blacked out through some of this shit. I was so fucking mad.
Yeah.
Like, she's basically saying like that she talked to that girl and he was lying and they're telling her to get over it pretty
Yes.
much.
Yes.
And he's saying he should have said something, blah, blah, blah. So they're arguing. She says her line, what she said before. He said he's texting me and we've been on dates and then he's going to hang out with her,
Mm-hmm.
fucking her or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
and then coming over to my house and then he's fucking me.
Yep.
And then the parents are like, oh, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And then the fucking dad, he like makes the fucking conversation stop.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, well, hold on now.
Mm-hmm.
You said you only saw each other 3 times and he's coming over fucking you. What does that say about you?
Mm-hmm.
Like, shames the shit out of her.
Yes.
And she goes back and like, that's why I felt like a piece of trash. That's why I felt like shit. I already feel like shit. And then she has a fucking breakdown.
Yes.
Understandably, because who the fuck is the fucking shitbag kid sitting next to Dakota?
He's judging Taylor for not being open to Dakota. Because I think that's how it kicks off, maybe, is like, they're like, you aren't even looking at each other. You have a child together. Like, I think that's maybe, unless I'm making it up. He is, as he's judging her, part of his spiel for like her not giving Dakota another chance or like being so harsh or cold or whatever, he says, give him an inch so he can take a mile.
Yeah, I forgot about that. I was so fucking mad. I didn't even realize how stupid that sounds. You're a dumbass. Dude, I fucking was losing my shit internally at that.
Aspen also says that I was following Aspen. I was like, she's parentified. She's the voice of reason. She's right. She's giving valid advice. And then she says something about the devil getting involved.
Yeah.
And I was so on board. And then I was like, not that other part.
Yeah. Dude,
like,
it's so... And we saw Dakota, like, his mask kind of slip. Like, he's a little bitch, too.
yeah.
It's just crazy. Like, he is going to benefit from the institution there of Mormon relationships.
Yeah.
However toxic it is.
Yeah.
And that's bullshit.
Yeah.
I think she should get full custody and get the fuck out of Salt Lake City.
You're right. She could take mom talk somewhere else.
Who said Cry Me a River? Oh, the song was Cry Me a River. It was like a rendition on Cry Me a River, you remember?
Yes.
I wrote Cry Me a River is a fucked choice.
So true.
Because what the
It was like a girl acoustic. It was like,
Yeah.
bridges of burns, tables of...
It was fucking terrible.
Incredible. The most frustrating.
Dude,
dynamics, the toxic dynamics and disorders and whatever it was were things that I don't even know the name of. There was so much of it going on that I was just like, this is horrible.
Her therapist could watch that and say, like, play by play, like, this is why you are the way you are.
Right. Right. If she's giving them money, like supporting them in any way,
I think they could get her to.
for sure. I mean,
I would be shocked if they're not holding everything over her head. Crazy, dude.
She's a little star, and she knows something is wrong and doesn't realize.
There's no respect.
There's no
respect. There's no boundaries. There's disrespect. Intentional disrespect.
And yeah.
So we go to Jen's house after that.
Jesse.
And I have Jen's house
Jen's house. Okay, right.
Before
right.
Jesse's house,
right.
but I don't remember the scene.
So it's when Zach gets home from the lunch with Demi and Jesse.
Yeah, okay.
And he genuinely he genuinely seems like shaken up. He's like,
yeah,
babe, I don't know. They just started saying all these things about you. Like, he's also hurt at finding out that she may have called him a narcissist.
Yeah.
And or the money thing, the medical school money. And she like doesn't get it immediately.
Yeah.
She assumes that he's talking about what seems logical, which is that it was a big fight between the two and him.
Yeah.
And then she realizes he has to like repeatedly reiterate that they were talking about her.
Yeah. He goes, they said some really hurtful things. Mm-hmm. And she sits down, against you? And he goes, no, you. And she's like, what?
Yeah.
He like catches her off guard.
Which is so crazy.
Yeah. She doesn't seem to take it well. It made me like her less, that scene.
Okay.
And I don't really know why, but it seemed like to me she was not wanting it to become about her.
No, not at all. But also she's obviously pissed at her friends.
Yeah.
Probably because she didn't expect them to do like such an obvious like attack on the show. Or maybe she did. But she also says they were never there for her. He also brought that up to them.
Yeah, I mean, we can combine this with the scene where they go to Jess's house.
Yeah, okay.
Because that's kind of like, they sandwich the Chippendale prep between that. But when they go after, because they don't say a ton there. Like, he brings it up to her. You can tell it's going to be a problem. She's like, we got to go talk to them. And then later they go to Jess's house. It's Jen, Zach, and then Demi and Jess. Mm-hmm. And Jen comes in, and the first thing she does is she says, like, did I ever say anything terrible about Zach to you guys or something?
Yeah.
And then they're like, I mean, and she's like, because I don't remember saying that. And if there was something, and she like rambles real hard, and that immediately I was just like,
Yes.
I don't know. But
yeah, that's fair.
she was kind of like steamrolling it.
Yeah.
But it got awkward as shit when Demi was just like, well, clear this shit up for me. Did he gamble away all of the money he was given for med school or not? Jen's like, he kind of did.
She was like, why don't you tell him?
And he's like, no. And she's like, snapped, looks at him.
Yeah.
And he's like, I didn't like thinking. And then there's like this weird fucking thing where they have like, and she almost in like a moment of resolve after looking at him, like snaps back and is like, what does she say? She's like, so he didn't spend, like, corrects herself. And now saying it back, I almost wonder, like, we should rewatch it, but I wonder if he did, and maybe his parents are going to take something away that they're currently providing him if it gets out that he did that.
Yeah.
Or if there was like a outside the show reason that he's like, you gotta just say I didn't steal this shit.
Yeah.
Or gamble this shit away.
Yeah.
And because she like looks at him for like a little bit long.
Yes.
And then turns back, and it was just like, what the fuck? Is this a liar getting caught?
Yeah.
Or it was just too weird. It was like, if you and I something had happened.
Yes.
and we were clearing the air for someone,
Yes.
I feel like we'd get on the same fucking page pretty quick. We both have
Yeah.
fine memories.
I would say that's reasonable.
But we saw in the teaser for the whole show, or for
Yeah.
the season, at least the end of episode 1, Jen and Demi, I think like yelling at each other, top of their lungs type shit.
Yeah.
Or at least yelling about each other. So it's
Yeah.
coming. This shit does not
Crazy.
get resolved.
Yes.
But it's just funny because on the first episode leaves you like, in my case, rooting for Jen and him,
Certainly.
not really thinking there's drama to be to be had
Right.
until he sits down with those two girls, and then I was just like, oh fuck, they're not working it out.
So wild. Jessie is kind of, I mean, she's showing her ass as far as like trying to stir up drama. Like she invited Chase and Miranda. Dakota's gonna be there.
Yep.
But then also she dresses up. Her and Jordan dress up as Ben and J-Lo.
What's funny is that's my first note too. Jess is starting so much shit, it's a lot.
It is a lot.
Like she's going so nuts with it, it's starting to
Right.
break the fucking fourth wall.
Right.
And so like she can't act like she supports anyone at this point. You know, like she
No.
can't act supportive to Taylor.
No.
She can't act supportive to Miranda, not that she would.
No.
She can't act supportive to Jen.
That's also true.
She doesn't like Whitney. I don't know how she feels about Macy. Do you know how Demi and her feel about Macy?
No.
I feel like she just dick rides Demi.
Yeah.
And what's funny is about you mentioning that she was looking like Demi, or that they kind of look alike, is when
Yeah.
this season started, I was like, she did something to look more like Demi.
Interesting.
I think she's trying to be Demi, or trying to look like Demi.
Interesting.
Because I just didn't see them as that similar looking before. It might be hair. We should go back and see how her
Right.
hair was. I think she may have got the same like hair coloring or something. But anytime that butt buddy shit gets too tight, it's like, get the fuck out of this.
Right.
Like, let's break this shit up. Let's start some shit between them.
Okay, perfect.
Because I mean, it was like the best drama for sure.
For sure.
But as the facilitator of that, I think you need to like fall on some type of sword. You don't get to just do that shit.
No.
You can't start that much shit
Right.
and remain unscathed. And I don't think you should expect to be able to do that.
No. Yeah, there's no plausible reason otherwise. Like even in the universe of the show, it's not like
No, they
"And
keep trying to
Chase
say
was my neighbor or like
Yeah. They're continuing to say like it's to get the truth out. And it's just like, let's drop this shit.
especially if Miranda and Taylor are making up, then like
Yeah.
all y'all can fuck off.
Yep.
Whatever.
Well, let's get through this fucking party because it's insane.
Yes.
I don't even know how the fucking thing starts. Everybody's there. Everybody who's on the show is there. Everyone's there. The Afflecks are dressed like the Ben Affleck and Jen Lopez, and so are Jess and her husband because they're starting shit. And then Chase shows up. Chase and his current girlfriend, and they're dressed like Justin Bieber and Hailey Bieber. Taylor sees that he's walked in, and they're like, "Oh my fucking god!" And I'm like,
Yeah.
over there, and he immediately beelines for Dakota, who it sounds like they've had some beef or talked shit online. Maybe
Yeah.
like they don't fuck with each other.
Yeah.
And he starts just like shaking his hand, and he's like, "What's up?" No, he gives him a fucking hug. "What's up,
Yeah.
dude?" And I think he kicked it off like that in preparation to fuck with Taylor,
Yes.
like get in with her dude who's
Yes.
at odds with her.
Yes. All I know is when he walked in, I said, that is the most average white man. I thought he looked so crazy. And then I realized his costume. I thought he was just wearing the hat over the hood pulled up.
That's a Bieber thing.
It's a specific Bieber, like, but what I loved is that I feel like for her, because they were playing chicken with the camera. She was like, look into that right now. She was like,
Oh, I forgot he was looking directly into the camera.
that was wild.
What was he
like,
saying?
I don't know. He was saying like, let's go truth for truth. And they were just
Oh yeah, he
arguing
goes,
over
"Did you
the
tell them
details."
about that?"
Yes. Oh, you didn't know about the sex dream thing. And Dakota got all butthurt. He got Dakota all worked up. But it was just like, Taylor was like, okay, we're going to be on reality TV. Turn your head towards that camera and say that again.
Mm-hmm.
Incredible.
And he said something shiesty, whatever she's referring to. He's like,
right.
He probably said what Austin said on the bed to Sierra. I'll lick you from front to back. Or something.
I'm pretty sure he said, I'll eat you from front to back.
Fucking nasty motherfucker.
I liked it.
Yeah, it's just fucking crazy to say on TV. Fucking, he's just laying in her bed. There's a goddamn camera right on the ceiling.
Too horny.
Too horny for TV.
Yeah, that party was an absolute mess.
And we leave it at that, basically. Like, it's on a fucking cliffhanger. And so we're coming into the next episode hot because the cops show up.
Yes.
We see in the teaser...
Dakota is a part of it?
I don't remember, but I remember Jess's husband rolling up on Chode saying, you touched my fucking wife. And we don't see him near her, which means something else goes down.
Wild.
I don't really know what the cops would be there for except, like, noise. But obviously they end up more involved, it seems, because they're talking to the cops eventually.
Yeah.
But I just figure, like, some Salt Lake City Mormon dweebs called the cops. Stop snitching, Salt Lake City. For preview, I just wrote, gonna be awesome.
And this whole episode was that way. Even the first 2 scenes or the first 4 scenes that we didn't care about in retrospect were so engaging. They were just like pulling us forward until we were literally like in this pure chaos of the party. What I was thinking watching this episode was, this show leaves no stone of drama unturned. You get to see the next phase and whatever that problem is, no matter what. I think we wrung that one out.
Let's do it.
I'm ready to get my mind changed.
About?
The whole shit. Every time a new episode comes out.
Right. You wanna do some shitty outros? Take it away.
Thanks so much for listening. It was a pleasure watching this episode and discussing it.
All right.
All right.
We'll see you on the next one.
Good night.